So, hello guys, welcome to our SRTDDO again. In today's video, we are going to start our Python learning series and mastering Python from beginner to advanced techniques. So, today is the first episode, and we are going to have a comprehensive guide on variable strings and more. We'll also know how to print things in Python and also how to use variables and also how to play with strings. Okay, so in this video, we are going to uh, explore many things in Python, and we are going to do our first code of this journey and start our journey with happiness. Okay, so first of all, I have created a PPT 2 for you all guys to make you understand more better. That is why let's go through the PPTs and make you understand about Python as much as clearly possible, and I'll put my full efforts for this. Okay, so let's hop into it. Let's see what are the table of contents. Okay, so today we are going to have the introduction to the variables, rules for naming a variable, print statement in Python, introduction of f strings, comments in Python, introduction to strings, basic string methods, advanced string methods, bonus tips, recap, and what's next. Okay, so these all are the things which we are going to go through today. Okay, so let's understand what are variables. Okay, and why do we need them. These all things are required. Okay, so let's go with that. Okay, so what are variables? See, variables are nothing but a name that holds value like a container. It helps us to store, reuse, and modify data in a program. That's it. It helps us to store, reuse, and modify data in the program. Purpose of variables. See, variable allows for multiple storage system and modification with it in a program. They are essential for effective data management. Okay, so to make our program look more cleaner, more better, and more understandable, and also for many kind of calculations and other things, we use variables. Okay, they are very much essential for effective data management, and also they help to store the whatever data we are storing there, we can modify it too. Okay, so data types are also held in a variables. Variables can held many kind of data types like text, like strings, okay, numbers, and booleans. Okay, these are all things it can handle with it. It also has a box labeling analogy in Python. So things of variables like labeling a box with what it's inside. Okay, this analogy helps to understand the function of variables in a programming. Okay, in the program. So this analogy of box labeling helps us to understand the program for the programming language itself. Okay, also for us. So variables are very much important. We should also go through like how to create a variable and what are the rules to make a variable. Okay, so rules for naming a variable. See, we should always start with a character. We cannot start with a number. Okay, so variable name must begin with a letter or an underscore. Okay, this is done to ensure the validity of the program. That's it. You can't start the variable with a number, but you can include numbers in the variable names. Okay, like in the middle or in the last. However, they cannot start with a number, as I said it before. No special characters like @, percentage, and all are allowed. Okay, this rule helps maintain clarity in code. See, if you write @ percentage, so while you are rewriting the variable, it becomes more messy for us. So we are writing the variable to make our task more easy to store something. And again, if you take the as much as same time to write the variable, then it's actually useless, right? That is why we are not allowed to use special character. Plus, if you use special character, we'll get syntax error. Then there are many use cases of it. Okay, like snake case. So what is snake case? See, you cannot put a space in a variable again. Okay, because Python cannot identify it. Python is a interpreted language. Okay, so it goes line by line, right? So due to this, the use of snake case is like you cannot put space, but you can put an underscore over there. Then also, this is not an essential rule, but also essential. Like when you're working for someone or doing some work for others, you have to write a meaningful name so that the code is understandable for the people. Okay, we should be specific with the variable name. Like if you are writing the age of the student, so you should write like student underscore age or student age together. Also, you can write, but it should be understandable. That is how we should create a variable. So let us start coding by seeing how to create a variable. Okay, so first of all, we came to our VS Code. In the last episode of this series, I have said you how to set up VS Code with Python. Okay, so here we have our main.py. I showed you how to make that also. Okay, So for now, we'll cut all of this. We are not in requirement of all of this. Now let's start our things. Okay. So now let's recall the things, and I'll create one variable in which we will be able to understand all the things. Okay. So to create a variable, we can start with an underscore or with any letter. So let us start with underscore only. Age of SRTDDO. Okay. Then you should write like equal sign, and if it is a string, then you should make two quotes. Okay. And then you can write anything. Okay, but this is not a string because we have written age. Okay, wait a second. Let's make it more understandable. Okay, age of SRTDDO. So because we have written age is a number, so you can write it like this also. If you want, you can write it in the form of string also. There is no problem in that. But you can write it in the form of integers like this. Okay, you can write it in the form of floats. So if you write in the form of floats, you have to put floating point values, or even directly just say. So SRTDO is 12 years old, like that. For example, I'm saying. Okay, then Control S to save it. Okay, that's it. Now if you run, nothing is going to happen. That's it. Why nothing is going to happen? Because we are just defining the variable. But I'll show you something. If you do something like this, and let's say the variable number name is age, and then you write 12, see here, error shows. Even when we run, this error is going to show. See here. To age, syntax error, invalid decimal, literal. So we cannot start with 2. But as I said we can add a number anywhere in between or in the last. Check it out here. No errors again. No errors found. Right? If you want, you can debug also in debug console. Okay, you can debug it here. But I am not in requirement. We can see there is no errors over here. Right? Okay. What if we put some sort of special characters over here like this? Okay. And then we put unequal to with 12. You can see again we are able to see an error over here. The Visual Studio Code indicator is showing us there's an error. Even when we are going to run it, we are going to find the error. This is why VS Code is a little more handy, and we are going to use this in our most of the videos. Sometimes we'll also use PyCharm for specific projects, but yeah, most of the time this is more useful, right? So you can see all the things that which rules I said, they actually are the rules. But as I said the naming rule isn't that much important. Why? See here. Okay, now if I run the code, still works, and I just can't even write because I just pressed all the keys in my keyboard. Okay, but still it is a variable. But will a person who is reading the code understand that what this variable is saying? No, not most of the time, right? That is why we should make an understandable variable. Okay, so we defined a variable right now. Okay, now we should also know that nothing is printing, nothing is coming here. We are just defining it. How to do that? Okay, so to do that, I'll also start explaining how to do that. For that, we have to start to get to know what is print statement. See, if anyone knows or does not knows, I know one thing, that whoever has studied till their 6th grade too, in their IT books, this must be there, that they at least know the print statement in Python. So because it's the easiest print statement. In C++ and all, you have to write like 5 lines, and Java so much lines. HTML also many lines you have to write to print things. JavaScript and Python, these two languages, you can write the print statement so much fast that you can't even imagine. Just one line. Okay, what it does, it will just output the display whatever you put inside it. Okay, and it will print the variables. It helps for printing variables, and we can also use f strings in that. You'll ask what is f strings? I'll teach you strings first, then f strings. Okay, so let's see how to use print statement. It's very easy, but yeah, it is case sensitive. You should write the p in the print big. Okay, then like this. Wait a second. No, not big. Sorry, what am I speaking? It should not be big. Sorry. It should be small print, and then this brackets, parentheses, and whatever you want to print, like this. Okay. Hello, programmers. Wait a second. Hello, programmers of SRTDDO. How are you all? Okay. So right now, let's no need to save also. If you run, it will save and run automatically. So here you can see this. Okay. Hello, programmers of SRTDDO. How are you? How are you all? So whatever you write here, it will print it for us, right? Okay. Now let's say you are going to do a repetitive task. Okay, so you are going to do a repetitive task of printing some sort of number or some sort of name in every phrase, right? So to do that, we have to write that phrase in every places, right? But this is where variables come in handy. Like here I wrote, let's say, wait a second, I'll show you how does this work. So you can write here underscore age of SRTDDO. Okay, and now if you run, it will print 12 because 12 was there. If I put something else over here, if I put a string over here that my age is 16, let's say 16, okay, let's say 16. So then if you run it, you can see my age is 16. Comes like that. Okay, these are the things which we can do with print statement and your variables, right? Now we will come with strings. Okay, so before going with strings, I would like to share you some more things about variables and print statement. That's it. Before we go to strings, I'll show you what is string. This is what is string. Whenever you are defining a variable with some sort of sentence which is inside the double quote or a single quote, that is a string. Yeah, we can also define it under string single quotes also. Okay, like this. Okay, see, yeah, it works. Okay, it works perfectly fine. So these are the things. Now let's go to strings. Okay, so before going to f strings, we have to go to strings. So what are strings? The definition of string is a sequence of characters which is inside the quotes of what? Of it may be of the variable, it may be inside the print statement, it may be inside the input statement. Anything which is inside the quotes in Python, most of the time it is a string. Okay. So strings are very powerful and common in real apps. Okay, so we are using it too much in the real apps. It may be a web app, it may be a TK GUI based app, or it may be anything. Okay, it may be a hacked app or anything. We are using strings everywhere. Okay, so strings are so much useful. Types of code we can use single, double, or triple quotes. Any of this we can use. Okay, now significance of strings. See, strings are very much essential for data representation in your application. They are also used in user input, data processing, and output formatting. These are the significance of strings. And I'll teach you many things which we can do with string, and f string is also a part of string only. Don't worry. Okay. So understanding strings is very much fundamental thing in programming. It's one of the first things, as I said you. Strings, variables, and print statements. These are the first things of Python which we are going to learn. Right. So they play a very much crucial role for handling text and data. Okay, so let's again go to VS Code and start working with strings, and I'll show you the magic of strings. See, already we have a string. Now I'll show you what all things we can do with the strings. Okay, we can do changing the cases, we can do f strings with it. Okay, I'll show you some of them. Let's say we have a variable. Let's say the variable as message. Okay, we can name it as message, and we can write it here like, how are you, son? Okay, how are you, son? Done. Okay, now there are many ways to change the cases in string. With method, here are few, like we have title, we have uppers, we have lower cases. These all things are there in the strings which we can use. How to use? I'll show you how. See here, to use this thing case, what we have to do is, let's say we are going to write like this, print, and then we can write like whatever that is, message, right? Message msg dot title, and after writing title, again put the parenthesis. Okay, now you see what will come. See here, how are you, son? Okay, I wrote like this, how are you, son? Here A wasn't in uppercase, Y wasn't, S wasn't, but here you see it came like this. We can also have the function called as uppercase. Okay, uppercase. No need to write case, by the way, in that again. Okay, upper. So in this upper, what will happen? Everything will come in upper cases. We also have lowers, right? So we have lower. Okay, in lower what will happen? Everything will come in lower cases. Why these are useful? I'll show you some projects after finishing this. Okay, I'll show you many advanced projects, many normal projects every week. Okay, after every 3-4 episodes, or we can say videos, I am going to show you some basic and some advanced topics plus projects of whatever we have learned till now. Okay, don't worry about that. Now we will start with f strings. Do we need to I don't think so I should define f strings right now, because that is also gonna waste your time. Plus let's be more practical with f strings. Okay, so let's create some things. Let's do with our full name. So let full name be f dash n. Let my full name let's put it like first name, not even full name. Let's put it like Partha. Okay, sorry, Partha. And then I'll put as last name as Sarathi. Okay, Sarathi. Now we have our two variables. Now I am also going to make a full name variable. Okay, in which I am going to add this both. Okay, so full name is equals to how to write an f string. I'll show you right. So f. After writing f, you should write double quotes. Okay, you can write in under single quotes also, but if you write in double quotes, it's more understandable. Sometimes you may get syntax error for writing in single quotes. Okay, sometimes, not all the times. I'll say you when also. So then we need to press our curly braces. Okay, in the first curly braces, you are going to define whatever you want first. So I want the first name first. Then in the second curly braces, I am going to define whatever we want in the last. Okay, we can make how much ever. We can make here 100 also, and all of them we can do here. Okay, then what I'll do print full name. Now you see, it will not print only Partha or only Sarathi. It will print both Partha and Sarathi.
और अभी तो रुको, क्लाइमैक्स अभी बाकी है.
See here, Partha and Sarathi. Understood? Okay. We can also use cases in this. How to use the cases? See here. Okay, you'll say, why do we need this? There is a thing. Why do we need this? We can also write f string inside this print statement too, because as I said you, we can write strings in many places. So one of those places is in print statement and in input statement. How to write that? Similar way, right? Like here f, and then put this inside your double quotes, and after double quotes you should also mention one of your messages. Like I'll say hello, hello, how are you, and whatever the name is. So I'll put this inside curly brackets, and that's it. Now if you run the commands, you'll see hello, how are, and then Partha Sarathi. I forgot to write this. Okay, how are you, Partha, and then whatever our name is. Okay, how are you, Partha Sarathi. This is how it's coming. Okay, so this is the string, f string. Okay, so f string is what? Like adding two strings in whichever order we want. In that time we need f string. Okay, f string is very much handy to make what is that called, terminal based games and many more things. Okay, when projects will come, you'll get to know. Okay, I'll also give you guys some homeworks, not in this video, obviously after 2-3 episodes, so that when you get a mix of concepts, we can give you good projects to do. Okay, right. So we can also do some more things with this. We can put our that cases, as I said, dot lower, dot upper, dot title. Okay, strip. This is all we can do in this also. See here, dot title, and like this. Wait a second, I may have done some sort of syntax error. Okay, sorry.
Sabas.
Sorry. I forgot that it was inside this thing. Okay, dot title, and then curly parenthesis. Okay, now if you run it, we get everything in titles.
Raja ji.
Understood? We can also get dot upper. Okay, and in dot upper, we are going to get everything in uppers. Okay, why do we need upper? See, dot upper, dot lower, dot title. These are things like validation. Think of a situation when you are doing some kind of login and all. So if a person sometimes writes off his name in everything in lower cases, still it converts it to all things into uppercases so that validation does not fail, so that it is more user interactive. You may be not being able to visualize what I'm saying, but yeah, when we'll start to make some projects and other all things, you'll get to know very well, very much soon. Okay, for now, understand the logic and how it works. That is the best thing you can do for now. Okay, we can also add few newer lines, okay, for more better presentation by putting like /n and whatever you want. Like we can also do like this. You can do like this. Wait a second. \n, and then whatever you want. I hope you are doing great and please study well. Also wait, we kept here till here. Again we can write a \, okay, \n, and then I'll say also say your viewers to like, share and subscribe the video, right? These all things are there. Now if you run, see here, we are getting everything in different lines. So to add a new line, we can use the \n function over here. So here what happens, hello, how are you, Parthasarathi? In the next line I get, I hope you are doing great and please study well. Also say your viewers to like, share and subscribe the video. The spelling is little casual, let's ignore that.
बड़ा हरामी हो बेटा.
Okay, so that's how this f strings work. Okay, not only /n, we also have some other functions also, like rstrip. What will rstrip do? See, rstrip is there, lstrip is there and strip is there. What will this do? See, using the rstrip after a variable to get any unrequired indentation and spaces from the string. Like if any kind of indentation or space is there in the string, to remove that we are using rstrip, lstrip and strip. Okay, so let's say like to remove a thing, let's take of an example. Okay, let me think of an example. Let's say let's delete this part. Okay, let's delete this part and wait a second, put a space over here. Okay, now we'll do like this, print full name and see here, I'll put a space over here by mistake. Let's for now by mistake. Okay, then full name dot again rstrip. What happens right now, you'll see I have put a space over here. Okay, but you see the space is now removed. The space is now, oh sorry, I wrote rstrip, so this one won't be removed. This one will be removed. Okay, you can see here the space will be removed. Let's make one more thing like mid name, so that you will be able to understand what is there in that mid. And let's say gosh, done. And here we will do like this, gosh, oh sorry, mid. Okay, done. Now if you put some sort of this thing, okay, what is that called, extra indentation over here like this, okay, we'll remove that. Okay, see, this part will be removed. We can also do for direct strip, so that left hand side and right hand side, both sides it will be removed. You'll ask again, why do we need it? See, we need it for many things. As I said you before, also for validation and other all things we need this. Okay, for many more things we need it. Okay, when we will do more and more projects, in that time I'll show you the use case. Now you should understand what is this and how the logic works. Once you understand how the logic works, and then if you get the question, automatically you will get to know where the logic works. First you should know how the logics work, then automatically you will know where the logic works. Now there is also something called as remove prefix and remove suffix. So for that, let's say we will take a URL variable and let the URL be like this. Let it be like okay, let it be like this, https /i not hi.com artha.com. let's say partha.com, and oh sorry, okay. Now what will happen, that we will do something like this: url dot remove prefix, and then after writing remove prefix, what we want to remove, that also we will write here, https dot double slashes, and then we will print whatever we want, like our url. Now you see here what happens. Wait a second, done some sort of mistake over here. What is it? Let's check. Why does the remove suffix doesn't works? Okay.
ये क्या है?
Partha.com still doesn't work. Okay. Maybe I'm doing some sort of syntax error, so let's put it directly here on remove prefix, then like this and like this, and here https dot forward slashes, and also like this, and here also double quotes. Okay, yeah. Now let's run it. Okay, now you can see we have successfully removed it.
Yeah, boy.
We can also do remove suffix also, and in suffix we can remove the .com, right? We can also do like this, print, or we can make a new line also over here, okay, like this, backslash n. Okay, oh shit, that won't work like that. Wait a second. Okay, no, let's create one more statement, print url dot remove suffix, and whatever suffix we want to remove, let's say .com, okay. And then if we run the code, so first we get partha.com, next we get https dot slash partha, that's it, .com is removed. So this is removing suffix and prefix. We also learned how to use rstrip, lstrip and strip. Okay, we also get to know how to use the f strings. So the last thing is left is to make the code more presentable, we should know how to comment on the code. So comments are there, so these are the comments. Okay, so to start a comment you should start with a hashtag, and then you can write whatever you want. Okay, not with a sorry hashtag. Okay, and whatever you want to write you can write here, whatever you want to write to make the code more presentable, we can write it over here and make the code more understandable. Okay, this is how comments work. Then again one more line we can write hashtag, this is how comments work. So I'll take you to our PPT again. So today's all the logical part has been finished. I'll say you why do we need comments. Okay, so okay, before that let's go with some bonus tips. See, to count characters in a code. Okay, to count characters we can use the .len function, the way we use the .upper, .title, .lower, remove prefix, .strip, and these all things we used, right? Okay, the same way we can use .length, which will count the number of characters which have been written. Okay, we can also do string concatenation, in which what we can do, we can combine the strings using the plus operator or commas in print statements. We did it. Okay, we did not use plus operator, we did comma operators. Then string immutability, what it will happen, see, if you do that, the original values will never change when modified. This characteristics is important for managing string data effectively. Okay, then escape sequences, we have seen this /n, and /t is also there to put a tab. Okay, then recap is there, and basic string methods and comments. Okay, what is the purpose of comments? See, comments are used to clarify the code more functionally for human readers. They are not intended for computer interpretation. There is whatever comment you write is not going to work in the code. The code will just read it and go away. Nothing else is going to happen. Okay. Then types of comments are there. There are many types of comment, from which one is like hashtag for single line. For multiple line you can use triple quotes also, okay, for multiple line. And to both serve to enhance code readability and understanding. Yeah, both will serve, because some will be having multiple line comments to make it more understandable, and some will be having single line comments. Okay, we also have importance of comments. As I said you before, the importance is nothing but to increase the readability and maintaining a clear. So thanks for watching. It will be very much good if you give a like and share this video to your friends and family. Okay, and also share to the people who are in need of learning Python. And I'm going to say you, day by day the content is going to increase with the exponents. Okay, and by one day, by after like let's say 12 or 13 videos, you will be near intermediate level in Python. But after that we have a whole thing of 1 year. Still we have to go for like 1.5 year of learning Python. Many modules, like 50 plus modules we have to learn. TK Inter, Django, Flask, PyQt5, PyAutoGUI, PyTTX3, OpenCV, means in all the other fields in Python, PyTorch, NumPy, in all different fields in which Python exists. In all of those fields we are going to learn the modules in there, and we are going to become from a beginner to an advanced Python programmer and job ready also. Okay, so thank you for watching. Share the video, like it and subscribe it. Thank you. Bye bye.